Hi guys, today we're gonna do a small ball Pilates class, and we're gonna start off seated with the bottom of our feet touching. Perfect. You'll feel the space in between your legs and your thighs. We're gonna take a deep breath in just to start, and exhale down. Deep breath in. And exhale, just push the shoulders down. Inhale, let's float the arms up to the ceiling. And on the exhale, I'm going to place my left hand onto the mat and reach over with my right hand for a side stretch. And inhale, both arms back to center. Exhale, right arm down to the mat, left arm over. And inhale, back to center. One more time on each side. Let's reach it over to the left hand side. Nice little side stretch on the right, keeping the sitting bones onto the mat. And over to your right hand side. And back to center, both arms up to the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, let's just dive it forward, opening up the hips a little bit. And exhale, pulling the spine back up. Arms up to the ceiling. Deep breath in. And exhale, dive it forward. Inhale and exhale, building the spine all the way back up. Let's just switch around. Seated onto the mat, feet fist distance apart. Inhale. And on the exhale, let's just slowly drop the back all the way down to the mat. Find your feet fist distance apart, more or less a foot away from your sitting bones. Lift the ball up to the ceiling, shoulders onto the mat. We're going to start with a nice little warm up. Inhale as we round the lumbar spine, pubic bone to nose, and we roll it up. And as we roll it up, we reach the ball overhead away from us. Big toes into the mat so we can get those inner thighs warmed up. Inhale and exhale. Let's roll it down vertebra for vertebra as we bring the hands back to the ceiling. Inhale and exhale. Let's roll it up for two. Reaching away with the fingers, really creating space and length into the spine. Inhale and exhale. Let's just roll it down. Perfect. Bring the legs to touch, feet squeezing together, knees squeezing together. We're just going to drop the legs over to the left hand side, stacking the right foot on top of the left, and using the obliques, we're just going to draw them back into your center line. We're dropping them over to the right hand side, left leg on top of the right, using the left oblique, putting them back to center, shoulders still onto the mat. One more on each side. Just follow a warm up. And back to center, and one more over to the right, and back to center. Just hold on to the back of one knee and pull yourself up to seated. Place the ball more or less just under the shoulder blades onto the back, feet are fist distance apart, a little bit further away than for pelvic curl. I'm going to interlace the fingers behind my head. Think of a hollow body hold. You're pulling in the abdominals, keeping the hips nice and stable. I'm not pushing the hips away or not hiking the hips towards me. Placing the hands, interlacing them behind my head. Inhale. As I exhale, I'm just going to wrap my back around the ball, dropping into a little bit of a back extension. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, chest lift up, but think of creating length out of the crown of your head. As you lift up for that chest lift, drawing in the abdominals, feet still on the mat. Inhale, exhale. Let's lower it down. I haven't lost control of my front body, still active. Inhale and exhale, using the abdominals, drawing myself back up to a chest lift. Deep breath in, two more. Let's roll it over. Think of wrapping yourself around the ball using the abdominals and the back extensors. And exhale. to your chest, drawing in the abdominals. One more. Let's wrap it around. Deep breath in. Our sitting bones are still into the mat. And exhale, bring it in to your chest lift. Now we're going into a little bit of a modified chest lift with rotation. Inhale, exhale, wrap yourself around the ball for a little bit of a back extension there. Now, slow and controlled. Let's rotate your body over to the right hand side. In that right hand side, we're going to lift it up into a chest lift. Just extend the arms. Your left arm should just pass your right knee. And bring the arms back to interlace behind your head. And we're rolling down on that same side. Now, in that same side, we're just rolling over to the left hand side, rotating. And inhale, exhale. I'm using the left oblique to pull myself up into a chest lift position. Onto the left side. Again, extend those arms. Right hand just passes the left knee. And I'm interlacing them back behind the head. I'm rotating down on the left hand side, going down. Inhale as I rotate over to the right hand side, slow and controlled, abdominals engaged, sitting bones onto the mat. Inhale and exhale, I'm lifting up on that same right hand side. Inhale, exhale, I lower down. I rotate over to the left, keeping the balance. Inhale. Exhale, lifting up on that left hand side. Perfect. Let's lower down one more on each side. Rotate over to the right. Lifting up. Inhale. Exhale down. Rotate over to the left hand side on the inhale. And exhale, I'm lifting up onto the left hand side. And I'm lowering down. Rotating just to center. Inhale. And exhale. Chest lift all the way up. Bring one of your knees in, grab on behind it, and just pull yourself up to seated. Now grab the ball. Place the ball in between the knees. Feet are a little bit closer to the sitting bones this time, and maybe a little bit wider than fist distance, just because you have the ball in between your knees. Deep breath in. Exhale. Just slow and controlled. Take it down, all the way to lying down onto the mat for pelvic curl. Inhale, exhale. Let's round the spine. Pubic bone to nose, rolling it up, vertebra for vertebra. Arms are very much active into the mat. Triceps are working. Inhale, exhale, vertebra for vertebra, back down. All the way to neutral. Inhale, exhale, round the lumbar spine, pubic bone to nose, and vertebra for vertebra, back up. Inhale. And exhale, roll it all the way down. Inhale, squeezing that ball, we're rolling it up. All 10 toes are into the mat. I'm pressing into my heels, my hamstrings are active. My glutes are active, I'm not clenching. Inhale and exhale all the way down. Last one up, inhale and exhale. Let's roll it, vertebra for vertebra all the way up. Arms are still active into the mat, shoulders open. Now, in that position, I want you to think of rolling from the heels to the tippy toes. Inhale and exhale. We're rolling from the heels up onto the tippy toes, lifting them off the mat. Inhale and exhale. I'm lowering them down, nice and controlled, so they touch the mat at the same time. Inhale, let's lift them up and lower them down for 2. I'm still keeping my hips nice and high. I'm still holding my posterior till it's just my feet moving. Down. And 4. And down. And 5. And lower down using the hamstrings. Down and up. And 2 more. Let's lower down. And think again, rolling from the heels through the middle of the foot all the way to the toes, keeping the hips on the same level, and I'm lowering down. And last one, I'm lifting up and we hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeezing that ball just a little bit harder, and we're dropping the heels and slow and controlled roll it vertebra for vertebra all the way back to neutral. From this position, I'm going to float my arms up to the ceiling and down into a T. If you don't have enough space, then just move your arms into your goalpost position, or otherwise just into a T. Arms are active onto the mat. I'm thinking lower back onto the mat, abdominals in as I float both my legs, squeezing that ball up to tabletop. Now, keeping it there, going in for a spine twist supine, dropping the legs over to the left hand side and using the right oblique exhale to bring it back to center. And I'm moving straight through center over to the right hand side. Inhale and exhale, back to center. You're just moving as far as you can keep your shoulder blades onto the mat and back to center. I'm going over to the right again, keeping the left shoulder blade onto the mat and back to center. Over to the left. Imagine there's a little piece of gum under your lower back and it's pulling you back. Doesn't want to let go and it's bringing you back to center. I'm moving over to the right hand side. Back to center. Over to the left. And back to center. And last one. Over to the right. And back to center. Now, just sweep the hands around, overhead. Keep that lower back onto the mat. Inhale as I lift my arms up to the ceiling. Head, chest follows for 100 prep. Still squeezing the ball. Inhale and exhale, lifting the arms and lowering down. Deep breath in. Lifting up. Head, chest follow, push away with the fingers. Inhale for slight hold. Lift it up. And lower all the way back down. We're moving in for 2 more. Arms up to the ceiling. Head, chest follows the movement. Inhale as I push away with my fingers, opening up the chest. Lifting the arms and lowering them down. 1 more. Lifting up. Head, chest follows that movement. Nice deep belly in. Navel to the spine as I hold. And I lift the arms and I lower all the way down. Bring the knees into the chest and just move the ball in between the ankles, just still squeezing the legs. Take the legs back to tabletop. Arms again overhead. Inhale. As I lift the arms to the ceiling and I move into my 100 prep position, I'm going to lift the legs to the ceiling. Straight legs. Take a deep breath in. Inhale. As we start exhale, we're going to start pulsing. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In. 4, 3, 2, 1. Out. 4, 3, 2, 1. In. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. In. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. In. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the arms where they are. On the exhale, we're going to lower the legs for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In. Bring it up. 4, 3, 2, 1. And on the exhale, we lower the legs for 4, 3, 2, 1. And up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. We're just moving the legs as far as I can keep the lower back on the mat. And I'm bringing them back. 2, 1. Last one. Lower down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring it back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bend the knees in. Lift the arms up to the ceiling and lower my chest, lift down. Keep the arms overhead. Slowly lower the legs down to the mat. I'm placing my feet on top of the ball and I'm just rolling it away until I'm straight legs, legs pointed. Inner thighs squeeze together. Abdominals in, navel to the spine. And I'm just rotating my hands so my palms face one another. Inhale as I lift my arms up to the ceiling. And I'm lifting all the way to my break point. Using that exhale and my heels into the ball, I'm lifting up into my tall seated C shape. Deep breath in. Exhale. Let's lower it down. And arms up and all the way down. Again, using the heels, squeezing the inner thighs. I'm lifting my arms to the ceiling on the inhale. I'm moving to my break point. From my break point, I'm using my exhale to lift a little bit higher into a seated C. Inhale and exhale without collapsing. Dropping down. I'm still pushing my heels into that ball. Arms up and overhead. Let's go in for 2 more. Arms up. Reach for your break point. Find that. Exhale. Lift it up and over. Inhale. Exhale. Lower down. Lower down. Arms up and all the way overhead. Keep it there. I still have my feet on the ball. As I'm coming up for my break point position first. So arms up on the inhale. And I'm finding break point. From break point, as I exhale, I'm going to crunch my legs in, drawing in the abdominals into my little ball shape. Hold it. Inhale, still squeezing the legs. And exhale, straightening the legs. And rolling down, arms up and all the way over. Inhale, arms to the ceiling. Head, chest follows for break point. From break point, I use the exhale to lift and roll my legs in for my ball shape position, squeezing the legs. Arms still parallel to the mat. Inhale, exhale, I'm straightening my legs, rolling vertebra for vertebra down, lift the arms and all the way down. 2 more, arms up. Find your break point, point your toes, squeeze your inner thighs, navel to the spine, bring the legs in, roll it up. Bring the ball a little bit closer. Inhale and exhale. Let's extend and roll it down, vertebra for vertebra, arms up and all the way back. Last one. Inhale, arms up. Let's bring it up to break point. And as we exhale, we roll the legs in. Now, inhale and exhale, extend the legs. And all the way down just to your break point. Find your break point. Let's see if we can just roll the ball in, keeping my pelvis stable, and we roll it out, squeezing the inner thighs. And 3 more. Bring it in, and squeeze it out so straight. Last one. Bring it in, and squeeze it out. Now, as I roll in, bring my legs in, I'm going to roll up to my ball shape position again. Keeping that position, I'm going to place the ball in between my heels. And I'm placing my hands on my shins, eyes through the knees for a little roll like a ball. Just shove the ball forward, make sure you have enough space behind you. On the inhale, I'm going to round my lumbar spine, I'm going to catch the ball. I'm using my exhale breath to bring it back to the seated position. Inhale, roll it over, exhale, catch. Squeezing the legs, holding the ball. I'm not squeezing the ball harder, I'm not letting it go. Same pressure from heels to sitting bones. Inhale, 2, catch, and 3, and catch, and 2 more. Roll it over, catch. Last one. Inhale, and catch. Place the feet onto the mat. Arms behind me, and I just straighten out the legs, ball in between the knees. I flex my feet, straighten out the back, arms parallel to the mat, shoulder height. Inhale. I'm thinking I'm sitting against the wall, and I'm rolling off that wall as I exhale, vertebra for vertebra, down and forward. Inhale. And exhale, let's stack the spine up all the way against the wall again. Inhale, exhale. Now as we exhale down, let's see if we can grab that ball and use that ball to get a little bit more length forward, keeping the shoulders back, pull in. Inhale and exhale, using that ball, we're pulling the abdominals in and all the way to seated. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, let's use that ball, roll it down and forward. Deep breath in and exhale. Let's roll the spine back up to tall seated. Last one. Inhale, exhale. Let's roll it down. Grab the ball and we go forward and down. Deep breath in. Now I'm placing my right hand onto the ball, keeping it there, and I'm just rotating my left hand up to the wall and ceiling behind me, and just following with the eyes. Inhale as I dive it down forward again and switch my hands. Left hand onto the ball, right hand reaches up, rotating. I'm still keeping both sitting bones onto the mat and rotate back. Deep breath in, drawing in the abdominals first, drawing it in, creating a little ball shape between abdominals and thighs. I'm rolling it back to tall seated. Now from there, just grab the ball, bend the knees in, find your little ball shape again, and slowly, using the abdominals, draw them in, and slow and controlled, just lower yourself all the way onto your back, bringing the knees to tabletop. Now, find using the hands onto your knees. I'm going to pull myself into a nice deep chest lift, drawing in the abdominals. We're going in for a double leg stretch. I'm holding in onto the ball on top of my knees. Inhale as I shoot the arms and the legs, and exhale, bring it back. Inhale, shoot, and exhale, squeeze it back. And 3, bring it back, and 4, all the way back, working through that honey, and 2 more, bring it in, and last one, and bring it back. Slowly lower your chest back down, pulling the knees into the chest for a quick rest. We're going into a mix between single leg stretch and crisscross. Take the legs back to your tabletop, using your hands onto your legs. Let's push ourselves up into a chest lift, drawing in the abdominals. Now, first of all, just extend your right leg, keeping both hands on top of your left. Keep it there, toes on the same level. I'm reaching my hands to the side of my left knee, squeezing into it. As I bring the right knee back, I'm extending my arms behind my head. Extend the left leg, hands to the right knee, and back. And back. And switch. And back. And 2 more. Left knee, and back. And right knee, and back. Both legs to tabletop. Bring it into the chest as you lower down. Place the ball in between your ankles again. Now, just make sure you're on the mat properly there. Okay, legs are tabletop. Ball in between the ankles. I'm keeping it there. I'm interlacing the fingers behind my head. I'm going to chest lift up. Deep breath in. Chest lift. I'm thinking lengthen as I lift, and I extend the legs to the ceiling. Keep it in that position, pointed toes. Now you're only moving as far as you can keep the lower back onto the mat. Abdominals in. Inhale. Let's start lowering the legs just as far as you can keep the lower back onto the mat. Then bend the knees and graze the toes onto the mat and extend the legs back to the ceiling. And 2, lower the legs down and straighten up. And 3, lower down, bend the knees, graze it in and extend. 2 more, lower down, graze it in and extend to the ceiling. Last one, lower down, graze the toes and back up to the ceiling. Bring the legs back to tabletop and lower out of that chest lift. Place the legs back onto the mat, keeping the ball in the legs, in between the ankles. I'm just going to extend my right arm overhead and roll onto my right side. Now right hand faces up to the ceiling, and I have a little space under my waist between my waist and the mat. Left hand rests on top of the side. Inhale as I hover the legs. Now, I'm still creating a little space underneath my waist. Exhale as I lift high, I'm squeezing into the mat with that bottom oblique. Inhale, lower down. And 7. And lower down. Think of lengthening as you lift for 6. Lengthen the toes and lower down. And 5. And 4. Let's lift it up. Nice, squeezing that bottom oblique and lower down. And 3 more. If you're feeling it in your lower back, move your toes slightly forward to a bit of a V shape. Lower down. And we go for 2 more. Lift it up and lower down, creating that space again. And last one, let's lift it up. Keep it nice and high. Let's see if we can float that top hand to the ceiling. And we hold, squeezing that ball for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just slowly lower the hand down and lower the legs all the way back onto the floor. Bend the knees into a 90 degree and we're just pressing ourselves up into a 4-point kneeling. Now we're thinking cat stretch as we place our hands on top of the ball. We're going to start off feet, knees fist distance apart, and the hips are slightly behind the knees this time. On the inhale, we're going to start rounding the spine, drawing in abdominals. On the exhale, I want you to think of pushing sitting bones back and shoulders forward as we lengthen the spine. Chin still on the mat. Inhale, I'm thinking abdominals in, drawing them in into my cat. Angry cat. And exhale, find your center line. And I'm inhaling, pushing the sitting bones away, reaching away with my fingers. And exhale, abdominals in, draw up, mid back, extends up to the ceiling. Bringing in the ball more or less to under your shoulders. And we're pushing away on the inhale through center, pushing the sitting bones away, stretching it out. And let's bring it back to a neutral. Perfect. From there on, just rotate all the way to the other side. Place the ball into your ankles again and extend your legs to the side. Left hand resting onto the mat and right arm on top of the side. Now again, before we start, make sure you have a little space under your waist between that and the mat. Inhale as we just hover the legs, still keeping that sunshine hold. Exhale as we lengthen the toes and lifting them a little bit higher for 8. And lower down. Exhale up for 7. Inhale down. And 6. Squeezing that ball, waking up the inner thighs. And lower down. And 5. And inhale, lower down, creating that space again. And 4, as we lift it high, we're squeezing the bottom oblique into that mat and lower down. And 3 more, let's lift it up and lower down. Exhale, lift. Inhale to lower. And last one, let's lift it up. Let's see if we can float that top arm to the ceiling and we hold for 10, 9, 8, squeezing those inner thighs, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. From there on, I'm just going to roll onto my tummy, still squeezing the ball in between my ankles. You're going to lower your head onto your hands, your forehead onto your hands. You're going to keep it there. I'm going to rotate my head just so you can hear. Inhale. I'm thinking of pushing my feet away from me. Toes pointing the opposite direction. Pulling away, pushing away, and it's lifting my knees and my toes off the mat. Now my glutes are active, hamstrings active, your forehead still in your hands. On the count of 5, we're going to start bending the knees and still hovering them off the mat as we bend in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And straighten out the legs for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Squeezing those inner thighs. We're bringing the legs back in. Think a little bit of pubic bone to the mat and a little ice block under the belly button, keeping it active. And exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 more. Straighten those legs, knees hovering off the mat. Glutes active, hamstrings active as we bring it in. For 3, 2, 1. And straighten out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And last one is straighten it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Pull and push the toes away. Pull the legs off the mat. And we hold for 10, 9, 8. Squeezing that ball. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just lower down the legs and press it up into a quick rest position. Inhale. And on the exhale, let's just lower that chest to the knees. Take a deep breath in. And use that exhale to bring yourself up to a 4-point kneeling position. Perfect. From there on, just swing your legs around until you're seated. And I'm just holding the hand in my ball in my hands as I lower my back all the way to the mat. Find your pelvic curl position. Feet fist distance apart. Inhale, exhale. As I roll it up, vertebra for vertebra, rolling it up and off the mat. Now, once you find that position, lift a little bit higher and just roll the ball to under your lower back, just above your tailbone. Keep it there. Find that nice little space there for the ball. Now, you can either place your hands to the side of your body, into a V, or just a wider V this side. Okay, let's keep the arms active onto the mat. Abdominals in, navel to spine the whole time. Inhale, exhale, float your right leg to tabletop. Inhale, exhale, float your left leg up to tabletop. Now hold it there. Navel to the spine. I'm not going into a back extension. I'm not dropping my sitting bones lower to the mat. Inhale as I lower my right toes to the mat, keeping the 90 degree. Exhale, lift it up for 8. Down, working through the honey, back. And 6. And 5. 4. Keeping the core nice and active and stable. 2. And last one. Down and bring it up. Now squeezing the legs. We're moving to the left leg. Drop that left toe down for 8. Bring it up. 7. Use the core to keep that ball stable and balanced. And 5. 4. 3. 2. And last one. Tap it down and bring it up. Now just extend the legs straight to the ceiling. From there on, I'm going to bring the right leg closer to my face as I split the left leg back. And I'm going to pulse 1, 2, switch mid-air, right leg back, left leg forward, pulse 1, 2, abdominal still in, switch 1, 2, and switch mid-air, 1, 2, switch 1, 2. See if you can get a little bit further every time without moving the pelvis too much. And 1, 2. Both legs back to center. We're moving into that same start position. Arms active on the mat. Right leg forward, left leg back. Find your split. From your split, I'm moving both legs around in a helicopter movement. back to my split. Now left leg is closer to my face and I'm bringing it back to center. We splitting same way, right leg towards you, helicoptered around, catch, bring it back to center. Abdominals should be burning, hip flexors are working, right leg towards your face, helicopter around, catch, bring it back. Now we're just switching to the left leg towards your face, right leg down, and we helicopter around, back to center, and bring it back. Left leg forward, right leg back, helicoptered around, catch your split, bring it back to center. One more, split, helicopter, catch, back to center. Now keeping your legs there, let's just extend and rotate the hips a little bit, still pointing the toes, slight bend in the knees. We're going to open the legs a little bit wider into a split. Now using your inner thighs, we pull the heels back towards each other until they touch. And we open for 2, inner thighs working, bring it back. And 3, point the toes, hips are still externally rotated, and bring it back. And we're going in for 3 more, open up, and pull them back through the honey to touch. And 2 more. Create your own resistance. My abdominals are still in, still keeping my core tight. And last one, I'm opening them up and just sliding them in. Now, rotate to center, bend the knees to tabletop, and slowly just drop one leg at a time for pelvic curl position again. Feet fist distance apart. Inhale, tiny pelvic curl up. Just so I can roll the ball from under me, grabbing it in my hand. Inhale, reset the hips. And exhale, let's just slow and controlled. Take it all the way down to neutral. Perfect. Now, place the ball in between the knees. And I'm dropping down, keeping that same pelvic curl start position. Squeezing the ball in between the knees. I'm going to inhale. And exhale, think pubic bone to nose as I roll it all the way up for pelvic curl. Arms are active into the mat. Now slightly just move the weight just a tiny bit into your right foot as I float the left leg straight forward. Keeping the hips high. I'm using my left oblique to keep my left hip nice and high. I'm dropping my left toe to the floor and bringing it back up. And 4. And up. And 3, work through the honey, keep the right heel onto the mat, 2, and 1. Place our foot back onto the mat, reset the hips a little bit. Inhale, move the weight to your left leg a little bit more, and I'm floating my right leg just straight forward. I'm tapping that toe down for 5, 4, 3, I'm trying to hinge just out of the knee, and 2, and last one, keeping the hips nice and high. Place that foot onto the mat, find your pelvic curl, inhale, and exhale, just roll it all the way down to neutral. Just hold on to the back of your thighs, walk yourself up, and let's just rock up to seated. Cross your legs over and we're going into a front support position. Now, I'm placing the ball under my right foot for now. Find your balance. Make sure it's in the center. We're going to start hands under the shoulders, eyes off the elbows facing one another, and I'm pushing out of my shoulders. Now, inhale, exhale. Let's just slide that right foot back so the ball is still more or less just under the big part of your foot, toes just off it. Inhale, exhale, slide that left leg back. Now holding that position, I'm bringing my left knee in and I'm taking it back. And 2, and 3, and 4, abdominals in, and 5. Place that left foot down, tuck the toe, one knee down at a time. I'm just switching the ball to my left foot. Should be easier to find that space this time around. Pressing out of the shoulders. I'm first of all just rolling my left leg back. Ball, foot resting on top of the ball. Inhale. Exhale, I'm taking my right leg back straight. I'm bending it in for 5. Sliding that shin in. 4. 3. 2. And 1. And tuck that toe. One leg down at a time. Now, bringing the ball forward. We're going in for small little push-up pulses. So I'm placing the ball more or less where I know my chest will go down. Just let it balance. And I'm placing my hands just opposite sides of that ball. A little bit forward. Again, inhale as you slide your right leg back. Inhale, exhale, left leg back. Find your front support position. Now in that position, I'm keeping my core nice and active. And I'm bending elbows to the rib cage as I lower my chest onto the ball. Once it touches the ball, I'm kind of heavy resting on it and I'm doing small pulses for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pressing up into my downward dog. I'm holding it there. Inhale. Exhale, I'm bringing it forward into my front support. I'm bending my elbows to my rib cage again until my chest is resting on that ball. I can almost lift my hands off the mat. All the weight is in that ball. Inhale. Exhale, let's lift up for 5, 4, small pulses. 3, 2, and 1. Press up into your front support, back into your downward dog, forward fold position. Now let's see if we can just walk the feet closer to the hands. Keeping the feet and bring the hands closer. And just a nice and controlled. Let's roll it up. Keeping a slight bend into the knees. Grab the ball. And just squat it down. And sit all the way back. Okay. We're going into a little bit of a mermaid stretch here. So left leg is in front of the mat, facing you and the camera. Right leg goes back to the side. Left hand is on top of the ball. Right leg out, the right hand out into a T. Inhale. As I just push onto the ball and I roll away from my left side. Roll away to the left. The right hand goes into a 45 degrees as I slice it forward and down onto the floor and see if I can square out my shoulders a little bit. Keep it there. Inhale as I slice that arm back to 45 degrees and rolling the ball towards me back to my seated position. One more on this side. Let's take it all the way to the side. Bring that hand up to a 45 degrees, slice it forward and down. Try and put the hand onto the mat and try and square the shoulders out for a side stretch. Inhale as I float that arm back to 45 degrees and using my bottom oblique to pull myself back up to seated. Let's just switch it around. Right leg goes forward, left leg goes back. Right hand onto that mat. Left arm into a T. Inhale. Let's push away with that right hand rolling away onto the ball. I'm still creating space out of my bottom oblique. I'm not slumping into that shoulder. Left hand slices forward onto the floor. And I'm trying to square out the shoulders, finding a side stretch. Inhale. Let's slice that arm back to 45 degrees. Using my oblique, I'm pulling myself back up to seated. The ball is just the assist to pull it back in. Let's see if we can find a little bit more length and space in the second one. Push it away, slice it forward. Square off those shoulders. Find the length, find that stretch. Slice the top arm back to 45 degrees and bring yourself back up to seated. From there on, we're just going to move onto our tummies, ball under the chest for now. So find yourself lying down first, feet relaxed, glutes relaxed, and we're going to place the ball under our chest. You'll find a spot where it's nice and comfortable and not feeling a little bit uncomfortable. Find that nice little space and we just fold over that ball, hands interlacing behind the head. Now from there, inhale as you start lifting out of the crown of your head, full back extension, my feet relaxed, belly button in, thinking navel to spine, pubic bone to the mat. Keeping that chest lift, inhale as I just fold over the ball, all the way back down. Now, inhale, let's build it back up again, back extension, my upper back extensions are working and keeping me up, holding me there, inhale, and exhale, let's just fold it over that ball again. Now one more, inhale. Let's lift it out of the crown of our heads first. Let's roll that little marble away with our nose, lifting it up. Find your back extension. Now just glide the hands over your head straight forward, next to the ears. We're moving the arms out into a T. Bend the elbows so the hands can slide back in to the back of the head. Two more. We're sliding the hands forward, bringing them out to a T. Bend the elbows and bring it back in. One more, sliding the hands forward, out to your T, back extensions working. I'm thinking of pushing away to the sides of the fingers, with the fingers. And we're sliding the hands back overhead. And as we exhale, we just fold it back over the ball. Using your hands under your shoulders, you press yourself up. Last back extension, my hands are resting on that ball. Think swan prep. As I inhale, I'm building up from the crown of my head to my basic back extension. I find that back extension and until I find a spot where I'm a tiny bit stuck. And from there I'm going to use my pressure on the ball as I pull myself a little bit higher. Finding that lift. Feet relaxed. Legs all the way relaxed. Glutes relaxed, and exhale, let's take it down. And two more, inhale. Find your back extension first. If you feel it in your lower back, just a smaller range. Bring it up. Use that ball, see if you can find a little bit more length in each. And exhale, take it down. And last one. Find your back extension first. Upper back extensions working very hard as I bring it back up. And again, abdominals still engaged, pubic bone to that mat. Out, we lower all the way down. Place your arms to the side of your body. Press yourself up for rest position. Little claws with the hands as I inhale and exhale. Just sink my sitting bones to my heels, chest to my knees. Deep breath in and exhale, sink it a little bit deeper. Deep breath in and exhale. Let's bring ourselves up to a 4-point kneeling. Sitting down, facing the camera again, and then feet to touch, bottom of the feet again. Exactly where we started this session. Now, from there on, place the hands on top of the knees. As we inhale, we're going to lift the arms up to the ceiling. And then that same inhale, we're dropping them to the sides into a T, thinking of moving into a little bit of a back extension, proud chest. And exhale, dive it forward over the lap, chest down to the heels. Inhale, build the spine back up, arms up to the ceiling, out into your T, proud and open chest, and exhale, dive it forward. And last one, inhale, let's lift it up, and exhale, down, and forward. Deep breath in, And on the exhale, let's just bring it back up to seated. And that was it.